Hello dear students, and welcome to English for Palestine Grade 12 Revision Units 1 and 3. Learning objectives. By the end of this revision, you are expected to differentiate between present and past tenses, fill in the gaps using the correct forms of the verbs in brackets, correct the tense mistakes, and use the state verbs correctly. First, present tenses. This is in your textbook, Unit 1, pages 8 to 10. Present tenses are 1. Present simple tense, 2. Present continuous tense, 3. Present perfect, and 4. Present perfect continuous. Number 1. Present simple tense. It's used to describe routines, regular, repeated actions, and facts or general truths. Some keywords which may help you to form sentences using the present simple tense. We have always, often, generally, once a day, in the evenings, and so on. Present simple tense. In this table, we have a summary how to form positive statements, negative statements, yes-no questions, and WH questions. Here, number 1, we have positive statements. When we form a positive statement and the subject is singular, we add S to the end of the verb. For example, he drinks a cup of tea every morning. If the subject is plural, we don't add S. We just use the V1 or the verb 1 form of the verb. They usually drink milk. Negative statements. Number 2, how do we form negative statements using present simple tense? If the subject is singular, or by the way, uncountable noun, we use doesn't and the verb in the infinitive form. If the subject is plural, we use don't plus the infinitive form of the verb. He doesn't drink coffee in the evenings. We don't go to school on Fridays. Yes-no questions. Number 3. We use the verb do to form yes-no questions using the simple present tense. If we are asking about a singular subject, we use does plus the subject plus the verb in the infinitive form and the complement with the question mark. Does Selma speak French? If we are asking about a plural subject, we use do plus the subject plus the verb in the infinitive form and the complement with the question mark. Do you want to study medicine after school? The last point is forming WH questions. We use this form to make WH questions about the present simple tense. We use the WH word, then do or does, then the subject, then the verb in the infinitive form, and the question mark at the end. Here we have, what does he do? We use does because we are asking about a singular subject. What does he do after school? Number 2, present continuous. It's an action that's happening at the moment of speaking or around the present time. Present continuous is also used to describe personal future plans, and this is in Unit 4. The form of the present continuous tense. If there is a singular subject, he, she, it, we use is if the sentence is affirmative or is not in the negative form plus the ing form. The pronoun I is followed with am or am not plus the verb with ing. Plural subjects, for example, we, you, they, are followed with or are not plus verb with ing. Some keywords about the present continuous tense. Now, right now, at the moment, look, listen, be careful. Nowadays, these days. We have some examples here in this table. Let's see positive statements. Listen, someone is shouting outside. Listen is a key word. Because of this word, we here use the present continuous tense. Someone is a singular subject. It's followed with the verb to be, the form is, and the verb shout with the ing form. So, listen, someone is shouting outside. The same here with this sentence. Be careful, the wall is falling. Be careful is also a key word which stands to present continuous tense. The wall is a singular subject. It's followed with is and fall with ing. The wall is falling. Negative statements. They aren't playing chess now. They, a plural subject, aren't. Here, because we are talking about plural, and the verb play takes here the ing form because it is continuous. We have here also a keyword which is now. They aren't playing chess now. She is not sweeping the room now. She is not. Singular takes is because it's negative. We have here not, and the verb sweep with the ing form. Questions. Is your father driving his car at the moment? I am asking about a singular subject, your father. So I started with is, your father, and the verb drive with ing form. Driving his car at the moment. What are you doing these days? These days also represents present continuous tense, and the subject is you, so we use here are and the verb with ing. State verbs or stative verbs. They are verbs that describe what? States, not actions. They can't usually be used in a continuous tense. So they are used in the simple tense. Examples here about some of the stative verbs like love, prefer, want, realize, remember, suppose, understand, know, recognize, and those three special verbs, which are look when it means seem, think when it means believe, and have when it means own. If those three have these meanings, they are stative verbs. For example here, he likes pizza. It's true. Can we say he is liking pizza? No, it's false. Why? Because the verb like is a stative verb and it can't be used in a continuous tense. Number 3, present perfect tense. It's used to present an action that just happened in the recent past and still has its effect in the present, or it is used for something that happened in the past but it is important at the time of speaking. Some keywords here about the present perfect. So far, for, since, already, just, never, ever, recently, still or still not, lately, at last, etc. The word ever, we use it in questions, and the word yet is used in questions and in negative statements. Let's look at this table. Positive statements. Hani has joined our team since October. Hani is a singular subject, so we use has plus the past participle form of the verb. Hani has joined our team. Since is a keyword which represents the perfect tense, the present perfect, since October. Another example, I have already got the BA. I is followed with have and the verb get in the past participle form, which is got. I have already got. Already, by the way, is a key word that is used with the present perfect tense. How to form negative sentences or negative statements using the present perfect tense? Let's have a look here. When we are talking about something in the negative form, for example, she hasn't arrived yet. We use has plus not plus the verb in the past participle form. She hasn't arrived yet. I have not eaten my breakfast yet. I have not or haven't eaten my breakfast yet. Questions. If I am forming a yes-no question, I use has or have plus the subject plus the verb in the past participle form and the complement with a question mark. For example, have you ever seen an elephant? Have you ever seen an elephant? I started with have because I am asking a plural, and the verb see is used in the past participle form seen. In the WH question, where have you been? Where plus has or have plus the subject and finally the verb in the past participle form. Number 4, present perfect continuous. It is also known as the present perfect progressive tense. It shows that something started in the past and it is continuing at the present time. The form here for the present perfect continuous, I start with the subject, then has or have, whether the subject is a singular or a plural, then we have been, and finally verb with the ing form. Some key words about the present perfect continuous that you should memorize. We have for over, for too long, since, all, for years, until now, and in questions we use how long. Let's look at these examples about the present perfect continuous. Number 1, it has been raining since lunchtime. It is still raining. So has been plus the verb with the ing form, because here we are talking about something starting in the past and it is still continuing at the moment of speaking. Number 2, the dinner is not ready yet, although she has been cooking for 2 hours. She is a singular subject and it's followed with has plus been and the verb with the ing. Number 3, the bus is too late. We've been waiting since 7 o'clock. We plus have, and here it's written in the short form. We've been waiting since 7 o'clock. Let's go to this activity. Activity number 1. Complete these sentences using the correct form of the verb in or the verbs in brackets. Number 1. Let's read it and try to do it. The cost of living very fast these days. Every year things become more expensive. Here we have to use the verb rise. What do you think the correct form, the correct tense of this verb is? Let's see. The cost of living is rising. Present continuous. Why? We have here these days. It's a key word here. And the subject is singular. So we use is and the verb rise with ing. Number 2. Why you at me like that? And we have to use the verb look. So what's the correct answer? It's a question. Notice here, it's a question. Why are you looking at me like that. Maybe someone asks, why do we use the verb look with the ing form, although it's a stative verb? Yeah, you are right. But if you remember, I said if the verb look means seem, not if the verb look means the physical looking at something. So here, look, it means to look at something, to see it. It doesn't mean here seem. Number 3, I, the problem now, and we have to use the verb understand. What do you think? I understand the problem now. Why? Because the verb understand is a stative verb and it's not used in the continuous tense. It should be used in the simple tenses. Sentence number 4. January, the first month of the year. We should use the verb be. January is the first month of the year because it's a fact, and we use the present simple to describe facts or general truths. Sentence number 5. He a shower now because he an important appointment. He is having a shower now. Why is having? Because here the verb have means to do something or doing something, and the subject is singular, so we use is plus have and the ing form. He is having a shower, the present continuous tense, because he has an important appointment. Sentence number 6. I know her for nearly 10 years. I have known her for nearly 10 years, and the verb know is a stative verb and it can't be used in the present continuous or the present perfect continuous. Sentence number 7. Haya her homework yet, not finished. Exactly. Haya hasn't finished her homework yet, and we have here the key word is yet. 8. Water, oxygen, and hydrogen. The verb is consist of. Water, consists of oxygen and hydrogen. It's a fact. Present simple. Sentence number 9. She look very hungry at present, so I look for a pie for her. She looks very hungry. She seems very hungry at present, so I am looking for a pie for her. I am searching, I am looking. Sentence number 10. What kind of movies you often watch? What kind of movies do you often watch? It's a question about present simple tense. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. We have finished talking about the present tenses, and we will continue in the next meeting talking about the past tenses. See you soon and have nice times.